Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. This is Nikhil Parekh. In this video, I shall be giving you a recitation of my poem that is with title The Sound of the Heart. This poem of mine has been published in my book that is the title Love vs. Terrorism Volume 2. Therefore, without wasting a further instant, ardently wanted to commence upon with the recitation of my poem The Sound of the Heart. The sound of barking dogs brought along with it overwhelming morbidity, a wave of heinous viciousness that indefatigably triggered you to explore the cannibal entrapped in your conscience. The sound of cascading rain brought along with it tantalizing spurts of rhapsody, making you euphorically gallop forward in the scintillating exuberance of vibrant life. The sound of the whistling train brought along with it the untamed spirit of exhilarating adventure when you traversed like a king incessantly embarking upon an expedition of sparkling newness. The sound of the falling leaves, the sound of the falling leaves brought along with it a nostalgically forlorn feeling of dilapidation as you uncontrollably withered in destructive imagery, regretfully shunning all corridors of optimistic hope and bountiful cheer. The sound of the fulminating volcano brought along with it a tumultuously vindictive wave of malicious prejudice as you sizzled in the unremitting heat of abhorrent war and parasitic voice. As you sizzled in the unremitting heat of abhorrent war and parasitic vice. The sound of the melodious nightingale brought along with it a wind of stupendously everlasting calm, blissfully soothing the unfathomable mountain of your bizarrely frazzled senses with the ointment of insatiable empathy. Insatiable empathy. The sound of the winking eyelids. The sound of the winking eyelids brought along with it ardent fireballs of mischievous flirtation. Ardent fireballs of mischievous flirtation as you surreptitiously philandered behind the sun-soaked hills. Behind the sun-soaked hills. Sun-soaked. Behind the sun-soaked hills with the seductively nubile maidens of your choice. With the seductively nubile maidens of your choice. The sound of the roaring lion brought along with it unassailably flamboyant domination as you blazed more tenaciously than the orange oven of sun, than the orange oven of sun, than the orange oven of sun, basking in the unsurpassable glory of your benign success. The sound of the chirping sparrow brought along with it ebulliently ecstatic jubilation. The sound of the chirping sparrow brought along with it ebulliently ecstatic jubilation, instilling in you the uninhibited freedom to envelop yourself in fervent carpets of unending boisterousness. Of unending boisterousness. In fervent carpets of unending boisterousness. The sound of the gurgling fountain brought along with it harmoniously symbiotic prosperity, which unequivocally taught you to embrace all tribes, irrespective of religion, caste, creed, in synergistic unison and alike. The sound of the chirping sparrow brought along with it ebulliently ecstatic jubilation, instilling in you the uninhibited freedom to envelop yourself in fervent carpets of unending boisterousness. Unending boisterousness. The sound of the majestic eagle brought along with it unprecedented puffs of enthrallment, a perennial desire in you to royally soar through the golden entrenchment of clouds, breathed, breathed in the mists of desire for times immemorial. The sound of marching soldiers brought along with it cloudbursts of irrefutably glorious patriotism, an intrinsically overpowering sensation in your persona to unflinchingly fight for your sacrosanct motherland. The sound of ticking clock brought along with it a fathomless civilization of endless meticulousness, impregnating impregnating in you the sagacious pragmatism to diligently execute all your duties of the enigmatically unending day, to diligently execute all your duties of the enigmatically unveiling day, the sound of the unruly crow, the sound of the unruly crow brought along with it an unrelenting ocean of mortifying disgrace. As you felt like abnegating every iota of charisma and glorious charm forever from the innermost recesses of your impoverished demeanor. The sound of the reverberating lightning brought along with it perpetually augmenting and magnetic excitement as you felt the inferno of titillating yearning rise like a newborn infant, bubbling like white fire through every ingredient of your crimson blood. The sound of singing children, the sound of singing children brought along with it, the sound of singing children, the sound of singing children brought along with it impeccably satiny righteousness, profoundly incinerating in you the immaculate light of timeless innocence, to be alive as the ultimate harbinger of benign humanity. The sound of indolent pigs, the sound of indolent pigs brought along with it fading horizons of languidly decaying and capricious nothingness, as as an arrow of as an arrow of vostral insignificance perpetuated you from all sides, as an arrow of vostral insignificance perpetuated you from all sides, inevitably drawing each bone of your dreary countenance, inevitably drawing each bone of your dreary countenance towards a world of sleep and stinkingly greasy dirt. The sound of passionate breath, the sound of passionate breath brought along with it, the sound of passionate breath, the sound of passionate breath brought along with it an unconquerable dawn of resplendently proliferating evolution, triggering in you the most priceless desire to live and astoundingly procreate, boundless more of your holistic kind, astoundingly procreate, boundless more of your own holistic kind, of your own holistic kind, and the sound of thunderous heartbeats brought along with it an immortally everlasting sky of glistening love, which not only encapsulated you, but the entire living kind in irrefutably invincible threads of ever pervading humanity. And the sound of and the sound of thunderous heartbeats brought along with it an immortally everlasting sky of glistening love, an immortally everlasting sky of glistening love, which not only encapsulated you but the entire living kind in irrefutably invincible threads of ever pervading humanity. Ever pervading humanity. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for hearing me from the innermost layer of my heart. Wanted to thank you for the victoriously euphoric patronization to the poetry